tail of the tape for our first fight of the night here at Bellator 199. Brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
9-2 against 7-0. It was 9-0 for Adam Piccolotti. He wants to get that back on the winning streak. Carrington Banks wants to keep that O right where it's at.
With the official introductions, here's the voice of Bellator MMA, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to SAP Center in San Jose, California, as tonight Miller Lite presents Bellator MMA. The action begins with 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division, brought to you by Boost Mobile. Get the best value in national prepaid wireless, easy to switch, easy to save. And now, first introducing the blue corner. At 5'10", weighing in 155.6 pounds, his professional record, 7 victories, no defeats. He fights out of Arvada, Colorado, Carrington, Jet Setter Banks. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 5'11", weighing in 155.3 pounds. As a professional, 9 victories, 2 defeats. He fights out of Half Moon Bay, California. Introducing Adam the Bomb Piccolotti. In charge of the action, your referee, Frank Trigg.
My former broadcast partner with Pride Fighting Championships and a UFC Hall of Famer, Frank Trigg, is the third man in the cage to kick off this featherweight fight. Adam Piccolotti trying to stop a 2-fight losing streak after going 9-0. Carrington Banks is 7-0, including 3-0 in Bellator Fight Clock, brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. It's Banks in the blue gloves, Piccolotti in the red gloves. And Banks is undefeated, but he's fought only 7 times in over 5 years as a pro. It's been almost 6 years since he recorded a knockout or submission, but John, he is a perfect 3-0 in Bellator and an unblemished 7-0 overall.
Carrington is a real deal as a fighter. He's a great wrestler, and he's been relying on his wrestling in all of his matches because it's working for him. I don't know that wrestling is going to be the thing that's going to win this fight against Adam Piccolotti if he gets that win tonight.
Piccolotti stormed out to a perfect 9-0 start to his career as Banks looks for the takedown. Piccolotti doing a good job of avoiding it, backed up along the fence, and after winning 9 in a row, Piccolotti has now tasted defeat 2 consecutive times against Goichi Yamauchi and then against the caveman Dave Rickles. Rickles replacing Derek Anderson on short notice.
You know, the first loss against Goichi, that happens. He made a mistake, he got caught in a submission, but his submission game is outstanding, and the real question is does Carrington want to bring this fight to the ground with a guy who is as good as Adam is with his submission game?
Banks looking for the single, back to the double. He began wrestling at 7 years of age, was a 4-time high school state champion, wrestled at Iowa Central Community College and Wartburg College, and was a Division III All-American and a junior college national wrestling champion. So Banks has the wrestling pedigree.
Well, you saw he finally got his hands together. That's how he got Adam with his butt to the ground, but Adam quickly goes to the switch. Right now, Carrington's trying to bring him back down.
Piccolotti told us that coming off the loss to Rickles made him focus more on his striking. And right now he's had to focus on his wrestling defense, his takedown defense, and now pinned along the fence with 3 minutes left in the first round. Piccolotti's going to have to try to create separation, try to get away from the cage.
Piccolotti needs to start opening up and bring that knee up, hitting him with elbows, hitting him with punches, make Carrington pay for wanting to be in this position of trying to make it a wrestling match.
Banks went through a tumultuous 2017, had problems with his gym, had injury troubles, but here he is fighting for the first time this year and looking to move to 8-0. He defeated the previously unbeaten Steve Cazzola last October in the Bellator MMA cage. There's a takedown secured by Banks. Piccolotti immediately trying to scurry back up to his feet.
And that's what we talk about. Look, don't accept it. If your butt hits the ground, that's okay. It's not scoring points. It's what does he do with the position. Don't let him do something with it. Get yourself back up. And that's why you see Frank Trigg now saying, I've let you there long enough. I'm going to bring you guys apart.
2 minutes left in the first frame. Piccolotti launches a left kick to test the waters. Don't forget you can download the all-new Bellator MMA Global app now. Take Bellator wherever you go. Watch all TV cards with no delay by authenticating with your cable provider. You can also find the most updated schedule of events and detailed fighter info available now on iOS and Android as Banks unleashed a catapult right hand with 1.5 minutes left in the opening round.
Banks also got hit to the groin in that, but that jab that Carrington Banks is utilizing, that's what's keeping Adam Piccolotti from coming in on him. Banks is also...
Oh, wow, Banks rocks Piccolotti with a right.
Nice right hand. Banks is also utilizing, you watch him start to drop levels, but Piccolotti just got him down.
Piccolotti changes levels and secures his first takedown right into full mount. And he has stretched out Banks. Piccolotti has 4 submission wins.
He has a full minute to work here, Morrow, and he needs to get to work. Don't sit there and accept that. Start putting pressure. Start opening up on this position and bringing some strikes down.
And Banks just holding on to that body lock, trying to force referee Frank Trigg to create a stand-up, but instead Piccolotti now secures the back, flans out. Banks momentarily was fishing for his 4th rear naked choke win, but Banks escaped.
But he's still in a position he can do damage here, or he can go for that arm. There you go.
Belly down armbar attempt, escape by Banks. Good scramble here in the final seconds of the first round.
Still good scrambling by Adam Piccolotti. He's not accepting the fact that I'm going to be on my back. He's saying, I'm not going to go to my back. I'm going to get myself out.
Good opening round between Banks and Piccolotti.
Stop.
40-year-old John Fitch, one of the best welterweights in the world and has been at the highest level for many years. He will take on Paul Daly in our co-main event, but right now this is round 2. Adam Piccolotti in the red gloves, undefeated Carrington Banks in the blue gloves. Big John, you have the unofficial scorecard for round 1.
Unofficially, that one goes to Adam Piccolotti, 10-9. He's the one that actually created the situations that put Carrington Banks in danger.
I talked about Piccolotti streaking to a 9-0 record to begin his MMA career, including a win over Brandon Gertz, and Gertz now trains with Carrington Banks. As Piccolotti mixes up his striking combination, befuddling Banks momentarily.
You're starting to see Adam Piccolotti feel a little bit more comfortable in this fight, exactly, and he's going for more things. Carrington needs to start shooting that left hand out, utilizing that jab to keep Adam off balance.
1 minute gone here in the second round. Banks launches that naked right hand, avoided by Piccolotti, who winds up and just misses with an overhand right. Piccolotti training a Raul Castillo martial arts and AKA, of course, AKA a San Jose staple, one of the most decorated gyms in mixed martial arts. Wow, Piccolotti looking for the takedown and secures it. Looking for that judo-type throw that Fedor did on Frank Mir in the opening round of the Heavyweight World Grand Prix, but now Piccolotti has his hooks in on Carrington Banks.
Carrington Banks is in a lot of trouble here. There's a lot of time on the clock. He was grabbing that, not the cage as far as defense, but he was grabbing the padding to keep himself from going down.
And Piccolotti doing a good job to flatten Banks' base one more time. There's the neck crank.
Right here, what you want to see out of Piccolotti is take your hands and hide them. If I can get my hands together, don't worry about getting that Monteleone where you're getting the lock behind. Get your palms together, hide your hands.
Short choke here now. Again, that neck crank. He already has a neck crank submission on his resume. And Piccolotti's also recorded 3 rear naked choke wins and just putting the squeeze on Carrington Banks.
See, in this squeeze, although it's not under his chin, it will work if you continue to work it, but you cannot have your hands where he can grab at him.
Carrington Banks yet to taste defeat, but facing adversity here in round 2, courtesy of Adam Piccolotti, who is motivated to snap the first losing streak of his career.
Well, he's doing a good job of that right now. He's got a body triangle. Carrington Banks is not going anywhere with that foot up in the air right here that you're seeing, Morrow. That is a tight, tight body triangle. He needs to make sure that he gets that foot to the ground for him to be able to try to spin out.
Just have to ask Tony Frickland how tight a body triangle can be, right?
Yeah, Ivan Salver showed him.
To less than 2 minutes remaining in the second round. And Adam Piccolotti controlling Carrington Banks. Now, as we know, the body triangle can be almost impossible to escape. So what does Carrington Banks do to try to reverse his fortunes?
Well, what he was doing was completely allowing that foot to be up in the air, which creates it to be tight.
And here it goes again. Piccolotti fishing for the neck crank.
See, when his hands start to hide, then it becomes difficult for you to be able to break it.
And yet Banks survives again, a grounded pound from the body triangle from the back position. Adam Piccolotti all over Carrington jet setter Banks. And if Piccolotti can live up to his nickname, Banks may be tasting a few more bombs before the round is over, as we are at 1:10 remaining in the second round.
Carrington Banks right now is in survival mode in this position. He's not doing the right things to get out of that body triangle. He just broke it out by that spin, but he's still in a bad spot.
Final minute of the second round. One-way traffic for Adam Piccolotti. Frank Trigg, the referee, warning Banks. 45 seconds left in the round.
Notice how Piccolotti's picking his shots. He's not just going crazy, he's looking and going after the opening.
Piccolotti continuing to contort Carrington Banks' body. Banks desperately trying to just alleviate the pressure, try to find a way to escape this body triangle with less than 30 seconds remaining in the round.
Yeah, well, what he's doing is definitely not going to get him out. Having that foot down, now's the point where you can actually start to get out. But look at the time.
Tenacious Adam Piccolotti continues to work for the neck crank. 10 seconds remaining in the round. And that warning may have been music to the ears of Carrington Banks, as it looks like he will indeed survive the second round. The bell and the third and final round. Piccolotti in the red gloves, Banks in the blue gloves. They touch gloves. And how do you have it after 2 rounds, Big John, on the unofficial scorecard?
After 2 rounds, I have Piccolotti way up 20-17. That was a 10-8 round.
And why was it a 10-8 round, John?
Take a look at the positioning, the domination of position. No offense at all by Carrington Banks because he was having to defend the entire time and taking shots. And
there's another shot by Adam Piccolotti, defended by the wide base of Carrington Banks. And thus far, Piccolotti fighting like a man on a mission, a man trying to snap a 2-fight losing streak while trying to take the O from Carrington Banks' record. And he mentioned that. He goes, that's the challenge. I want to be Carrington Banks' first loss. And of course, Banks looking to make the most of his first opportunity here on the Bellator MMA main card.
Carrington Banks, look at, he's got to do big things in this round. He's got to start landing that right hand that he does have power in. But right now, Adam Piccolotti's gaining confidence, and going into this fight, he wasn't sure, maybe this guy's wrestling is better than mine. He now knows I can wrestle with you, and I can take you down, and I can out-position you. And that's what he's done in the fight. Notice how Adam Piccolotti keeps on feigning in. Carrington throws, and he's just missing as Adam brings himself out.
For a blast double and secures it right into the open guard and the half butterfly guard momentarily of Piccolotti. But now Banks has to start to make hay, as they say, John, because he is down on your unofficial score.
It's unofficial, so it doesn't mean anything. But I will tell you, what you're seeing out of Piccolotti right here, this is exactly what you want to see.
Looking for the armbar from the bottom.
Notice what it does.
Banks now has his neck.
He's still in a good position. Don't worry about that. There you go.
Maybe
back to the body triangle.
And now Piccolotti has the body triangle. And Banks may be saying to himself, man, I find myself in the Bermuda Triangle of MMA against this guy.
Sometimes you think, how did I end up here when I was in a good position? But he wasn't. Piccolotti was a guy, his head was higher. He was the guy that was going to get that position.
And again, Piccolotti with the vicious crossface, and Banks trying to hand grapple, neutralize Piccolotti's hands. Midpoint of the final round.
Carrington right now, he is in that position of, he knows he's losing. There's no doubt in his mind. His coach even in the corner is telling him, hey, you got to go out and do something. And now he's back in the same position. And you're thinking, how do I get out? What he needs to do is move. You cannot stay still. Staying still only keeps you in that place.
Adam Piccolotti trains with the likes of Josh Thompson, John Fitch, Habib Nurmagomedov, and Gaston Bolaños, who put on another impressive performance on the prelims, and they're just battering away at the rib cage. It's all Adam Piccolotti.
See, notice what Adam Piccolotti's doing. Notice how he's taking his time. He's looking, goes to the body. He gets Carrington to start. Carrington Banks starts bringing his hand down, and Piccolotti then goes right to the head, looks where he's hitting, gets the position he wants. Carrington is now grabbing the arm.
Piccolotti began training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in 2006, earned his black belt in December of 2012. 4 of his previous 6 victories have come via submission, and it was evident at the fighter meeting. This guy has a massive chip on his shoulder, to say the least, after those back-to-back losses.
No doubt about it. He is a guy that says he almost doesn't understand how it's happened. This is his chance to get himself back into that 155 division.
And let's bring in the aforementioned Josh Thompson, who trains with Adam Piccolotti. Josh, what do you think of his performance?
I think he's doing a wonderful job. The whole thing we worked this whole camp was for him scrambling. And you've seen right now, Big John can attest, he's doing everything that we worked on. The only thing I was hesitant about is that he didn't believe in his wrestling, like Big John said, until the second period when he got the takedown. But he was real hesitant still in the stand-up, as we saw at the beginning of the 3rd round. That concerns me. So when we get back to the drawing board, when we get back after this fight, those are the concerns we need to address. Look, he's doing an amazing job, great control. Of course, I'd like to see him get the finish, but there's a lot of good things.
And it looks like he is about to go for the finish here against Carrington Banks. And how much more drama? And he does it with less than 20 seconds left. 19 seconds left in the fight. And Adam Piccolotti, the weight of the world off his shoulders as he hands Carrington Banks his first professional loss. And Piccolotti is back in the win column. Let's make it official with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the tap comes by way of a rear naked choke, officially 4 minutes, 41 seconds into round number 3. The winner by submission, Adam the Bomb Piccolotti.
And the Bomb showing some sportsmanship to the defeated Carrington Banks. Banks losing for the first time. Big John standing by with Adam Piccolotti.
Well, congratulations, Adam Piccolotti. I know that is your 5th submission win, and I know that one has to be sitting at the top right now of how you're feeling about all your wins.
Yeah, easily, you know. Carrington's a tough dude. Obviously, he's coming in here undefeated so to get that submission win, especially after a rough year, man, it feels great.
I want to know your mental outlook coming into this fight. You had 2 losses in a row after having 9 victories in a row. What was your mental outlook coming in here that gave you that win tonight?
You know, it's hard to say. I try my best to not think about those past losses, but, you know, it's something that weighs on you. So my mentality is just come in here, do what I know I can do, perform my best, and good things are going to happen.
Well, I have seen you in too many fights. That was the best performance I have ever seen out of you. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Adam the Bomb Piccolotti.